joke. This dude, Sam Darnold, gets his head ripped off. His head is literally ripped off from a face mask, and they do not call it. I just have no words. The NFL is such a joke. These referees, there's just zero accountability at all whatsoever. Zero accountability. These referees do whatever they want, whenever they want, with zero consequences. When the game is on the line, the fact that you can't review a face mask penalty in the end zone is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, guys. The NFL just continues to screw teams over and over and over again. Wow, the NFL is such a joke, man. It's really, really getting hard to watch. Excruciating, ridiculous penalty. Sam Darnold's head gets ripped off by a face mask, and the refs are just like, nah, we're just not going to call it. We're just going to see you literally get your head ripped off your face. But we're just not going to call a penalty because we don't want to call it. And God, Sean McVay is so annoying. Oh, the Rams. Oh my goodness. What an absolute joke, guys. The NFL continues to disappoint week after week. One of the worst face masks I've ever seen. And they just don't call anything. They just don't call it, guys. I don't even know what to say. I feel bad for you if you're a Vikings fan because what an absolute joke that was. Touchdown edits. What is going on? Another disappointing ending to a game. I just have no words, man. Sam Darnold literally got his head ripped off his face. And they're just like, nah, we're not going to call it. We don't want to call it. We're good. We don't believe in face masks. And look, there'll be no accountability for the refs. Zero accountability. What else is new? It's the NFL, guys, where the referees do whatever they want. I just don't understand that. If they want to get the game called right, on face mask penalties like that are so egregious, they have to be able to review them. Like, they just want to get the call right. And clearly, Sam Darnold gets his head ripped off. And there's like no other ref that you could like, and you know in baseball, the referees get together and they talk about it and they try to get the call right. How does not one of the 38 referees on the field see that penalty? Here's the Rams' upcoming schedule, guys. They got Seattle, Miami, New England. Seems like an easy stretch of games to me. They could get right back in this. Then they got Philadelphia, New Orleans, and Buffalo. What an insane way to end a game. And they're all excited, like, yeah, I totally ripped his face mask off his helmet and didn't get called for a penalty. Instead, they got a safety and then got the ball back to win the game. Oh, man. Is it just me or is it this year the penalties and the referees have just been horrible? Like, I just don't understand how bad these referees can be. It's really something to watch. What's up, Little G? How's it going, buddy? Guys, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. But, man, the Vikings lose back-to-back games. And the Rams, with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp back, look like they could be the legit favorite in the NFC West. What an absolute ridiculous call in the end. Sam Darnold's like, I'll get my head ripped off, but I'm not going to do anything. Yeah, I mean, the Vikings beat themselves, man. That one guy wide open clangs off his hands. Man, the Rams definitely got lucky. But, yeah, it is what it is. A win's a win, right? Face mask at the end. Clear penalty. Clear 100% penalty. Not called. But, yeah, the Vikings had some injuries on the offensive line. So that was the thing. Yeah, I definitely think the Lions are the team. I think the Lions are the team to beat in the NFC for sure. I think they're the most complete team. And we're starting to see the cracks in the Vikings a little bit, man. They don't have a lot of depth on the offensive line. The defense without Cashman is like a shell of itself, for real. Definitely a shell of themselves. But yeah, let's get ready for some Week 8 games, guys. We won the over in that game. That was a nice bet for us. I also took Puka Nacua over 35 yards. That was like an easy slam dunk bet. And then I actually laid off some of my action on the Vikings after I saw that Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua were both playing. So I canceled all my bets on Minnesota. So luckily for me, that played out pretty well, guys. Rams win this game at home with a little bit of help from the referees. I do a little bit of both. If you're a member to my channel, I release all my bets every Friday. So for $4.99 a month, you get to check out all my bets every single Friday. So tomorrow, I'll have that for you guys all teed up. All the bets that I make. All my money line bets, parlays, teasers, all that kind of stuff. I do that every single Friday by the afternoon. Yeah, we're doing pretty good with our bets so far. Winning you guys some cash. But yeah, the over catches. I did have a Justin Jefferson touchdown, but Sam Darnold really, in the second half, kind of went to sleep. Yeah, the NFC West is wide open, man. With the Rams healthy, takes a lot of pressure off that defense, you know. I think the Rams might be the team to beat, especially because the 49ers are so banged up. Brandon Ayuk's done for the year. I would be surprised if Christian McCaffrey plays, and if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. Deebo Samuel's dealing with the pneumonia thing. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Yeah, the Rams are definitely alive. Definitely alive. With a little help from the referees, that face mask at the end was ridiculous. Instead of a 15-yard penalty and some room to breathe, they get a safety out of it. Crazy, man. Yeah, Bimbo, I'm not sure. I mean, they're saying he's got the Achilles tendonitis in both of his feet. So that's not good at all, guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. Yeah, we're almost at 10K, everybody. So thank you all for tuning into the live streams, checking out the channel. We're closing in on 10,000 subscribers. Let's go! Yeah, man, we're getting really, really close to that 10K, man. I'm super excited about that. That's the first step in getting towards 100,000 subscribers, guys. That first 10K is definitely the hardest, man. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in. It means a lot to me, man. Yeah, that ending of that game was really, really weird, guys. Super weird. Like, how do you not call that penalty? Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, guys, week 8 coming up. Let me know in the comments, what are some of your favorite bets this week? I got a bunch brewing. Yo, I love a Kansas City Chiefs Pittsburgh Steelers parlay. That's one of my favorite bets of the week. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Revolution. I appreciate you, man. Yep, Steelers, Chiefs, parlay. Coming in at decent odds. Minus 160 I got it for, guys. That's a solid parlay. It's one of my favorite bets of the week. That's probably my pick of the week. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I try to give my best info. Yeah, I do my tape studies on Monday. And then I just try to call it like I see it. You know, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but I like to call it down the middle. I originally got my start writing for Bleacher Report. So I wrote for them for a few years back in the day. And here I am, now on YouTube, hanging out with all you guys. Sam Darnold went 18 of 25 tonight, 240 yards, 2 tutties, no picks. He was sacked 3 times, though. Minnesota struggled to get the run game going. That cost them, guys. 22 carries, only 64 yards, under 3 yards a carry. That's not going to get it done. Babyface, what are you talking about? Bro, I see you in movie. I have been in a couple movies, actually. Yeah, Bryce Young and an interception. That's not a bad bet, Ham. That seems like a good one to me. And then Matt Stafford went 25 of 34, 279, 4 tutties. Oh my gosh. Yo, the Vikings defense is collapsing right in front of our eyes. Torched the last 2 weeks, man. Torched. No, I'm a screenwriter, actually. I've been in LA for like the last decade, but sometimes when I work on movies, they just put you in them. My Eagles, the offense will be okay, I think. You know, they got tons of talent with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Saquon Barkley. I'm like 50-50 on Jalen Hurts, but I think the Eagles' defense is not very good. They played 2 crap teams the last 2 weeks, so they looked a little bit better, right? You played the Browns offense and the Giants offense, and you're suddenly looking pretty good. But that's a smoke screen for sure. The Eagles are a mediocre defense at best. All right, Ham. I'll catch you on the flip side, bro. Thanks for popping in. I always appreciate you coming in and hanging, dude. Yeah, Daniel, it all depends if Jaden Daniels plays or not, right? If Jaden Daniels plays, it's going to be a really tough, close game. But Jaden Daniels dealing with those rib injuries, guys, so we'll have to see how he progresses through the rest of the week. You know, there's no decision yet. Dan Quinn said he's week to week, so we'll have to figure that out later. It depends what the value is. I mean, he's a valuable backup, you know, Justin Fields, who can operate their offense. So, like, I don't really see the value in trading him unless someone's going to, like, I just don't see anyone trading for him that's going to, like, give you more than a 4th-round pick. And at that point, he's just more valuable to your franchise as a backup quarterback than a 4th-round pick is, right? So, I don't see them trading Justin Fields. And he's not good enough for someone to give him a 2 or something, you know what I mean? Yeah, Marcus Mariota actually looked pretty good and functional in their offense last week. So, but he's not Jaden Daniels, right? You know what I mean? So, we'll see what happens. Yeah, guys, we're up to 9,846 subscribers. So if you haven't yet, make sure you do me a solid and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I mean, the dude looks good, man. If you follow my content, he was my favorite quarterback in the draft. I said numerous times that I thought he was the best quarterback. I just like his maturity. I like his poise in the pocket. He's a pretty cerebral guy. And he's, like, coachable, and he's got a lot of intangibles I like in a quarterback, man. So, I'd rather Jaden Daniels on my team than Caleb Williams. Just from, like, a personality perspective, too, you know? I think Jaden Daniels is going to be successful if he can stay healthy. Right, we're already seeing... You know, we're barely halfway through the season, guys, and he's already banged up. They're running him a little bit too much. He's, like, not a small dude, but he's got, like, very narrow shoulders and not a lot to him, like, upper body-wise, man. So he's going to take some licks, dude. And these linebackers and safeties are brick shithouses, bro. Yeah, he's a baller, man. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Yeah, his body frame, like, I don't know, the way his, like, body is, like, I don't know how much weight he could really put on. His shoulders are, like, really close together. He's just, like, a slender guy. I just don't know if it's, I mean, maybe a little bit, but, like, not much. Yeah, like, Lamar Jackson actually lost weight, they were saying, this offseason, right? So. But, like, if you're going to be a running quarterback, you got to be smart about it and protect yourself, right? He just hasn't done a great job protecting himself, so, you know. He's been taking some shots, dude. Like, more than he should be taking. So, in my opinion, they got to stop running him so much, stop dialing up plays. They run that read option a lot. You know, he's going to get licked up, man, straight up. So they got to be a little more cautious. Pablo, my man, what is going on, dude? Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, the defenses are better, the schemes are better, and like as tape comes out on him, he's going to become more and more predictable, right? So they got to protect him. Like, look what's happened to Anthony Richardson, man. He just can't stay healthy, and now he's got like happy feet in the pocket, and his like completion percentage is like 50%. So I don't know. I'm not into these. I like a quarterback that can go grab some first downs, but to rely on that run game, we'll see if Lamar Jackson can actually do it and win a championship, but it's few and far between, man. Yeah, I mean, I think adding a little mobility is like good for your game, right? Going up and grabbing a couple first downs now and again. There's nothing wrong with that. But to dial up like called run plays, called draws, read options that you're going to take the ball down. I mean, there's only so many of them in each quarterback before they get hurt. It's like playing with a power bar, right? Yeah, I mean, I never thought Anthony Richardson was going to be a Joey Burrow type of guy, man. He just doesn't have the accuracy. That's just not his game. He doesn't have the accuracy. He doesn't, I mean, his arm strength is like a hindrance for him because he has no touch on the ball. Every time he throws it, it's 400 miles an hour and just like clanging off receivers' hands. You got to have a little touch. And he has no touch. It's like all or nothing for him, man. So I'm not a big Anthony Richardson guy just yet. He could prove me wrong, but like what I'm seeing on tape is an inaccurate, indecisive quarterback who doesn't really give his receivers a chance to make plays. That's what Russell Wilson did so well last week over the Jets. Like, that's the difference between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Russell Wilson throws the ball in a spot where his receivers can make plays, and Justin Fields is incapable of doing that. Yeah, Pablo, I agree with you. The Texans, not great. Not great. Yeah, that offensive line has played not very good this year, man. I agree with you 100%. 100%. Yeah, they're definitely underachieving, and their cornerbacks haven't been playing good either. So, not looking great for the Texans, guys. Not looking great. They look good, but they don't look great. So. Whew, yeah, Will Levis looks terrible, man. They look terrible. The offense is as incompetent as an NFL offense could get. It's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. That's the risks you take sometimes when you hire a defensive quarterback, a defensive coordinator to be your head coach. Because he has no idea what to do on offense. And when you have a young quarterback, unless you have a tremendous offensive coordinator, it's really going to stagnate. Oh, yeah, they look terrible, man. Yeah, the offensive line for the Texans, a lot of penalties. The Texans lead the NFL. Yeah, I don't know. Russell Wilson's a little old for that, in my opinion. I don't think that he's going to be the guy we saw in Seattle like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, or whatever. But I think he could be a competent quarterback. He played really well against a pretty good defense, man. The Jets are a really good defense. They fired Mike Vrabel because he can't. The offense was so stagnant with the Titans, man. It's just like when you hire a defensive-minded guy, that's kind of what happens. I mean, the Jets for sure. The Jets are a team that is significantly underachieving for me. Well, I mean, there's a lot of teams with players that aren't necessarily superstars that like make it work, right? If you got a really good quarterback and a great offensive coordinator, a lot of things can work. It's been a weird year for sure. I mean, I agree with Tom Brady. There's like a lot of mediocre play in the NFL right now. No, I mean, Tennessee just hired a new coach, Brian Callahan. He was the offensive coordinator with the Bengals. So they're not going to hire a new coach for a couple of years. Yeah, I agree that the Raiders need to just like completely gut it. They need to gut it. Yeah, I mean, Levis and Malik Willis both can't play at the NFL level. They're just not NFL quarterbacks, man. They're just not starters. Straight up. They're just not starting quarterbacks in the NFL, guys. Straight up. They're just not. They're just not. Yeah, it looks like Tua is going to come back. That's a weird situation for me. I don't know why. And he was so. Did you guys see the interview with Tua today? He got so pissy because they were asking him if he was going to wear a Guardian cap. Like, you should wear a Guardian cap, bro. You're like one more concussion away from being a vegetable. But yeah, I lost a lot of respect for Tua today during that interview. Yeah, actually, Pablo, Bryce Young's going to start on Sunday because Andy Dalton like got in a car accident with his family. And he's like a little banged up apparently. So Bryce Young's going to start on Sunday for Carolina. Brandon. Yeah, I mean, they need to completely start over, you know. Yeah, the Raiders are a disaster, man. Well, it'll be interesting to see how they run their organization now that Tom Brady's like a minority owner. I wonder if he's going to have anything to do with a coach there. And could we see Bill Belichick go coach the Raiders with the Tom Brady connection, guys? Not a lot of people are talking about that yet. But I think that could be a very likely possibility. Because if Belichick goes to the Raiders, he can completely build the team from scratch the way he wants to. They'll let him do it for a few years until, and they got a couple pieces that I like. Max Crosby could potentially stay in town if Bill Belichick comes in. That could be interesting. I mean, if I'm Bill Belichick, what is he? He's like in his 70s. Like, what do you want to coach for? Just go on ESPN, make a little cash, talk about ball a little bit. I saw him in some like DraftKings type of commercial. It wasn't DraftKings. It was some other like bets website. There's like 50 million of them now. But yeah, I mean, he's dating like a 25-year-old. Like Bill Belichick, just go be retired. But I doubt that happens. Someone's going to give him a shot probably. Yeah, Jamie, I agree. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Vrabel ends up, because he's going to want to have that defensive heavy culture. And that suits the Raiders. But we've seen it. These like defense only teams, like they don't win championships anymore, man. It's hard to win a championship with a bum quarterback. It's really hard. So, I don't know how valuable a guy like Mike Vrabel is going to be. I mean, someone will probably give him a chance, right? Because he knows ball. But, I don't know. If I'm a GM or an owner, my whole purpose in life is getting the Lions offensive coordinator to be my head coach of my football team. That's what I'm doing. I'm having Ben Johnson. I'm giving him whatever he wants, giving him as much money as he wants, how many years he wants, whatever he wants guaranteed. I'm making Ben Johnson my head coach. That's what I'm doing. And I'm not even going to think twice about it. Yeah, we know that Brady can't play anymore. And he's like 45. He's not playing anymore. But I do think that him being a part owner could lure Bill Belichick over to the Raiders. That could be a very interesting partnership, you know. But if I'm a GM, I'm not letting Bill Belichick be the GM. Or if I'm the owner, excuse me. If I'm the owner of the Raiders, I'm not letting Bill Belichick come in and be the GM and the head coach. You got to be the head coach and just be the head coach. Like, these coaches that try to be GMs, it just never works out long term, man. It's like it's impossible. Coaching is hard enough, and to be a GM on top of that makes no sense to me. Why anyone would do that. It's so silly. But big win for the Rams tonight, dude. 3-1 at home. Nakua and Cooper Kupp combined for 12 catches, 157 yards. Woo! Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, he was just an older guy. I mean, calling a 45-year-old dude like on the decline doesn't really make sense to me, especially the year before when he won a Super Bowl. So the dude's the GOAT. There's not even a question in my mind. Yeah, Brandon, I agree with you 100%. Bill Belichick was terrible at drafting guys too. For the most part, especially lately. Hey, Eric the actor, why don't you go buzz off, bro? And you spelled minors wrong, you dummy. I don't know, man. After the Rams played tonight, what are you going to trade Cooper Kupp for? Sorry, I had to put that guy in timeout. He's saying a bunch of weird stuff, so I put him in timeout. I did. Brandon, I got him. He's gone. He's out of here. So, I have a few things that I would change, right? I think every team should get any play that's reviewable with instant replay that you could bring up should be reviewable, especially in the end zone, like tonight. A clear face mask that caused points. There's no reason why that should not be reviewable, right? There's no reason why. There's no reason why that penalty in the end zone, it's a clear foul. It's just like in baseball, if the ball goes fair or foul. It's a clear play. Face mask got grabbed. It's clear. 100%. If it's reviewable, they should be able to review it, especially in the fourth quarter. And then I think the sudden death rule and overtime is stupid. If you win the coin toss, you go down and score, the game's over. That's just so dumb. I think they should play a 10-minute quarter. Whoever wins at the end of the 10 minutes wins the game. That's the first rule I would change. No, but it's like any review, like where you like have one fourth quarter review. You know what I mean? And if you get it right, then you get it back. But the refs should also be able to come together to make sure they get the call right. You know what I mean? So it's like, if they don't call it right on the field, they're just like, oh, well, wash our hands. The replay we look at right above us clearly shows the guy getting his face ripped off. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, I mean, it's not unlimited replays. It's just like the challenges, right? Or you could award 3 challenges to each team, and then like you could use those challenges for like a penalty review or, you know, an end zone review. You know what I mean? Or like a penalty, like if it's like a personal foul, like a face mask should be reviewable because it's so easy to pinpoint on film. You know what I mean? Someone upstairs, you know what I mean, should be like, that's a clear penalty. You got to call it. There's no reason why there can't be help up in the booth being like, that's a penalty. We got to reverse the call. It would take 1 second to make that call. It wouldn't take any time at all, actually. There should be guys up in the sky just watching the plays, looking for, especially game-altering plays. You know what I mean? Referees got to use discretion when to use it, when not to use it. But in the fourth quarter, on the final drive of a game, when there's a clear penalty, they should be able to do something about it. I mean, it's like a 4-year-old could look at that replay and be like, that's a face mask, And, they should want to get the calls right. It's like the other week, I forget who was playing. I think it was like the Seahawks game where there's like a clear penalty, right? It's like he's going to catch the ball, the game's on the line, and the guy starts tackling him before the ball gets there. It's so easy in replay to look at it in 1 second and make the call. But fact checkers are good. It's called a fact check. If you're lying, you should be fact checked. That's like the problem with people in this world is like they just want to say whatever they want with no accountability. It's so stupid. But the NFL officials should just want to call the game correctly. It's not about fact checking people. It's like Sam Darnold clearly got his face ripped off around, you know what I mean? Like around his neck. Like it's a penalty, man. Yeah, I 100%, dude, agree. I agree with you 100%. I can't see that because of the green writing scenic English. I agree with you 100%. Like, they could have reviewed that penalty in 1 second. They wouldn't even have had to review it. Someone from downstairs could just call in the headset and be like, that was a personal foul. You know what I mean? It's clear as day. You got to call the penalty. And the rest should be able to get together. They do it all the time anyway to reverse call. So, like, how does no one on the field see that? It makes no sense to me. And if there's a clear-cut foul on a game-winning drive, it should go to New York and they should review it. Yeah, it's real touchdown edits. I agree with you 100%. It takes no skill or anything to just make the right call. It's so easy. It's such a silly thing to even debate. It's like maybe in the first 3 quarters you don't use the upstairs to like review plays, but like in the fourth quarter with the game on the line. Oh, thanks, Brandon. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. We're up to 9,848. Getting there, guys. 152 more subs until 10,000. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I got a bunch of videos coming out tomorrow. We got my live bets. Of course. Yeah, I'm not saying every team gets unlimited. Like, they'd be doing that every time. But, like, maybe they up it to 3 challenges, and you can use one of your challenges for a penalty review. That doesn't include holding, because that would be egregious, But, like, a pass interference or a personal foul should be reviewable, because it's pretty clear-cut on replay. Like, personal foul should definitely be reviewable upstairs. There's no reason that, like, especially because the Rams got points and the ball back on a clear foul. Like, how is that even, like, a thing that we're debating right now? How is the NFL, like, not come together on this? Yeah, I don't hate the Raiders in 10 points. Or if you tease it up to, like, 16 points. But with the Chiefs getting DeAndre Hopkins, maybe I won't do that. Maybe I won't do that. I do love a Chiefs-Steelers parlay, though. That's my pick of the week right there, guys. I'm giving it out free right now. Pittsburgh Steelers, Chiefs parlay. I love that. I got a few parlays this week. This is definitely a parlay type of week. Probably going a little too heavy on the parlays this week. Yeah, the Raiders' defense has been a huge disappointment for me this year. Oh, sorry to hear that, Tim. What was your bet, bro? What was your bet? I got a Lions, Ravens, Broncos. I got a big parlay here, guys. Check this one out. I got Cardinals, Eagles, Ravens, Lions, Cowboys. $5 bet wins $102. That's a fun bet for $5. That's a fun bet. And I got an all big favorites parlay. Chiefs, Broncos, Lions, Ravens. What do you mean? The Rams didn't even have Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp until like an hour before the game, dude. What do you mean? Yeah, that's a lot of action. That's got to go right for you, Tim, for that bet. What are you talking about, DU? Puka Nacua, they didn't know he was going to come back until a few hours before the game. What do you mean? And then what I did was I found out that Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp were both back, and I canceled all my Vikings bets. That's what I did, actually. I didn't believe in the Rams without Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Of course I didn't. What do you mean that was the smartest move you can make? I do love myself some Mike Tomlin. You mean you mean it's so funny that's how smart I am? To like cut all my action off on the Vikings because they got both of their superstar players back at home. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta do the smart thing, not risk it. But yeah, Puka Nacua didn't get announced that he was active until like an hour or two before the game. And if Puka Nacua doesn't play, they don't win that game. Straight up. Straight up. Yeah, the Ravens. Which one? What bets do you have? Yeah, that Bengals-Eagles game is going to be a close game, man. That's going to be a close game. Yeah, I'm looking through my sportsbook, seeing what other games I like this week. Yeah, it seems like a Lions-Ravens parlay is the way to go. That seems like easy money, right? Let's see what the juice coming back on that is. Yeah, minus 230. I don't love that. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be touching that Eagles-Bengals game with a 10-foot pole, bet-wise. Yeah, but Saquon Barkley's not overrated. And let's just say the Bengals' rush defense has been horrible. They've been so bad. It's going to be a high-scoring game, I think. Yeah, I mean, my heart tells me the Texans are going to win, but the first game they played in week 1 was a close game, so I don't really have any interest in betting that game either. Especially the 5.5 line and the Texans being minus 250 favorites. I don't like that juice at all. Yeah, I like the Joe Mixon touchdown. I wonder what that's... Let me see what that's paying right now. They don't have the bets up yet. But yeah, I like that prop. I can get behind that prop. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound like Rob. I mean, that score doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility for me. For sure. Yeah, the Packers at mine. Like, I don't know how the Packers line is only 4 points. I don't get that at all. I kind of want to bet Take the Packers in 4 points, man. I like that bet for sure. Definitely circling that bet. And it's a must-win game for the Jets, too, man. The Jets got to win. Right? The Jets got to win. The Jets don't win. See, that's an interesting bet. Ravens, Lions, Jets. Minus 120. Ravens, Lions, Jets. I like that. I like that. I just placed that bet. Ravens, Lions, Jets. It's a must win. For the Jets. The Jets gotta win. Yeah, we're going over some bets right now. Yeah, the Packers in -4. I like that bet too. That bet really looks nice. Chiefs at -460. You got to pair them with a couple of other teams. The Steelers at -270. I like that too. I do like the Falcons too at -150. All right, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. I'm getting closer and closer to 10K. I'm at 9,848 subscribers. Help me get to 10K. Do me a solid. Oh, thanks, Uriel. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you tuning into the live stream. Don't be shy. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channels. Doesn't everybody own the Packers? They're like owned by the city, aren't they? Everybody owns the Packers. Doesn't the whole town own the Packers? If you live in Green Bay? You ain't fooling me. Oh, thanks, Uriel. I try to do my best for you guys. Talking some ball, hanging out. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, if there's any other bets that you like. I would love to know in the comments below. Or if you have any questions about games, who I think is going to win, who I think is going to lose, what upsets I like this week, let me know. Is a spotted cow like a Wisconsin thing? I'm not privy to that info. You ain't fooling me, bro. You ain't fooling me. You ain't fooling me. This is the J All Day Sports Show. You ain't pulling one over me. Come on now. You gotta subscribe for that. And that tomfoolery, guys. But yeah, it should be a fun week of games. There's a lot of big favorites this week. So we'll see if there'll be any upsets. Or are we going to crush Vegas again this week? Don't want to get too cute with it. With my picks this week. I only got one underdog play. Then I'm just going to like spread out parlays all over the place. Do I got the Falcons in any of these parlays? Oh yeah, I got them once. Why do you think the Jaguars beat the Packers? I'm just curious. Oh, I got a big itch on my back. Let me know, I'm just curious of like why you think that. Yeah, that's for sure. Imagine tackling him, dude. Good luck, guys. Good luck tackling that monster. Yeah, the Raiders beat the Chiefs once last year, but it was in December, late in the year. They were kind of... Yo, Carl, lay off the crack, bro. What does that mean, Packers do? That's not like a legitimate reason why you think a horrible Jaguars team is going to beat a surging Packers team. You need a little more than that. The Packers lead the NFL in turnovers defensively. And guess what? Trevor Lawrence likes to throw interceptions. So I just don't see it, man. Like what have the Jaguars done this year that gives you any confidence in them at all whatsoever? Like they played like what, a half a good game all year? Yeah, man, I agree. I think the Jaguars are trash. They lost their first 4 games. They lost all 4 of their first 4 games. They somehow beat the Colts, got blown out by the Bears, and they beat the horrible Patriots last week. And Trevor Lawrence didn't even throw for 200 yards. I mean, are they really going to have home field advantage? It's the Jaguars. You act like it's like going to Philly or something. The Jaguars never really have home field advantage. It's not like going to Kansas City or something crazy like Philly or like these crazy stadiums in the NFL that I have good fans. Trevor Lawrence didn't even throw for 200 yards versus the Patriots. They just handed the ball off 40 times. That's how much confidence they have in Trevor Lawrence. That you got lucky. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that you got lucky. Yeah, Schwab, you know who's going to be covering Brian Thomas Jr.? Jair Alexander, one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. So let me know how that works out for Brian Thomas Jr. Yeah, I agree. Trevor Lawrence is super overpaid. Yeah, the Eagles have a serious uphill battle if they want to win the division. And if they don't win the division, I don't think they make the playoffs. Yeah, Jair Alexander is going to, like, yeah, I think the Packers are going to blow them out. I can't wrap my head around why the point spread's only 4 points. But now that I say that, DU will be right and the Jaguars will win by like 2 scores or something. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. But, like, you got to think, if you're the Packers and you're game planning for this game, I'm stacking the box. I'm going man-to-man on the outside and making Trevor Lawrence beat me. It's not rocket science. If they want to run the ball 40 times, I'm stacking the box, I'm bringing the safeties down low, and I'm making Trevor Lawrence beat me. Straight up. Yeah, the Cowboys look pretty lost. The Giants are horrendous. Yeah, the Cowboys just got a lot of injuries, man. Any updates on Micah Parsons? Is he going to play this week or what? Yeah, he's still questionable. All right, you too, Schwab. Ooh, Titan fan. I want to give you a hug, Titan fan, because I know it's been a very disappointing year for you. I want to give you a hug that you got to watch Will Levis play quarterback each and every weekend. Woo, baby. And Mason Rudolph is just as bad. Yeah, the Cowboys have a lot of injuries. As much as I hate the Cowboys and want to rag on them, a lot of injuries, guys. A lot of injuries. It's hard to win in the NFL with all those injuries, man. Probably because of Jerry Jones. I just don't like how the Cowboys call themselves America's team, and they haven't been to an NFC Championship game in 30 years. 30 years. Yeah, Jerry Jones is like, he's the worst. He is the worst. He's never going to sell, Matt. his son's like going to take over the team. He's like a front office kind of guy. Yeah, I just don't see any way. I don't see any way. I think we're going to be stuck with the Joneses for eternity. I gotta like review some stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna do my final video with injury updates. I gotta look at the injuries before I make my final picks. So every Friday, I do my final picks, and I'll do a final picks live stream as well. But I'm gonna do a final picks tomorrow with the injury updates for all the teams. But yeah, I'm not sure about the Texans game. I'm probably going to go with the Texans, but I'm not confident in that. If you want to like throw those teams in a parlay, Mohammed, I wouldn't. I would get rid of the Texans. So I would get rid of the Texans. Yeah, I definitely think the Eagles have I mean, the Eagles have a very easy schedule too. NFL Village. Like if you look at the Eagles' schedule, it's pretty freaking easy, man. And I don't think they're that good of a team, but they got the Bengals, Jaguars, Cowboys, Commanders, Rams, Ravens, Panthers. So. And then they have the Steelers and then 3 division games. So I definitely think there's room for them to make a run. But we'll see. These next 4 games will be telling. If they lose to the Bengals, it might be a wrap. But we'll see. Yeah, Titan fan, like I feel bad because like there's not a lot of guys. I don't know. I don't love this draft class like at all. There's a few guys I like, but quarterback wise, no one's been really like super impressive for me that I think is going to come to the NFL and translate. 2 touchdowns is hard, man. I would stay away from the 2 touchdown bets. They probably pay great, but predicting someone to have 2 touchdowns, I honestly don't know. 2 touchdowns. You need like a bell cow person, you know? It's tough. Yeah, I've started my initial scouting, and like I haven't been super impressed with. I don't know. We'll see. People always come out of nowhere. Yeah, Tim, I don't disagree with that. If there's anyone, Derrick Henry, but like a guy like Derrick Henry is probably not going to pay great. You know. Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate you. How nice of you to say. Yeah, the 2 touchdown prop is a tough one, man. I'd rather parlay a few teams than to bet a 2 TD score. I actually like the kid from, what's it called, from Miami. Cam Ward, I think his name is. He's the guy I've liked the best. Like the quarterback class I don't love. Yeah, Cam Ward from Miami. Yeah. I like him the best. He's my favorite quarterback out of all of them so far. I think Jalen Milroe wants to run too much. He's like Lamar Jackson light. But he like runs the ball so much. He's going to get crushed in the NFL if he tries to do that. 5 receiver TD parlay. Whew. I like Jamar Chase. I think he scores. I think you're good. A good start, Matt, is Jamar Chase and A.J. Brown. I think that's a good start. And maybe a Devontae Adams. That might not be a bad one either. That's 3. You want games where there's like guys that like have a lot of opportunities to score. So you want to go to the biggest totals of the week. I can't really do the Packers. They spread the ball out too much. NFL Village, I'm gonna do a Millionaire Maker lineup tomorrow. So check out that video when I do it tomorrow. I gotta look a little bit more deeper than just like surface level. The injury reports will tell me a lot. Yeah, 100%, Johnny. The Seahawks are like good one day, they're bad the next day. They're so up and down. The Seahawks are hard to gauge. They literally lost to the Giants at home. If they lost to the Giants at home without Malik Neighbors and Devin Singletary, the Bills can definitely beat them. I just don't think the Buccaneers are going to score a lot of points, man. So I think the offense is going to be very pedestrian. I'm telling you, Baker's going to throw some picks. I like the Falcons just straight up money line bet. They're going to want to run the ball 1,000 times. Yeah, the only thing with Chicago, with DJ Moore, is like Chicago's got a lot of mouths to feed, and Keenan Allen's been getting a lot of touchdowns. Dr. P. Yeah, tight ends are tough, right? Because if they're like cashing in with the wide receivers, you know. Yeah, the Saints are definitely toast, man. Spencer Rattler starting again. Raheem Shaheed's done for the year. Olave's been dealing with injuries. The offensive line is decimated with the Saints. Okay, so the Jaguars got to deal with Jair Alexander, right? So I'm assuming that he's probably going to D up Brian Thomas Jr. or he could D up Gabe Davis. So I don't know if Jair Alexander's going to travel, you know? But Gabe Davis sucks. If I had to pick anyone, it would be Evan Ingram. But, like, he's a tight end. So I don't know if you need a pass catcher. But, like, Evan Ingram has the best chance to ball out in that game against the Packers, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll have to see how Caleb Williams does, man. See if he fits, fits the puzzle pieces, right? Yeah, like Trevor Lawrence loves Evan Ingram. He's like a safety valve for him. I don't know about goes off because Andy Reid's probably going to want to establish the run. But Hopkins is like a possession receiver, right? So he could get a lot of volume. Xavier McKinney's more of the big play guy. And like I think DeAndre Hopkins really opens up things for Travis Kelce too. Kelce hasn't scored a touchdown yet, so his touchdown prop is probably paying pretty juicy. Could be interesting for this weekend. The thing is with Devontae Adams, the Jets already have a lot of mouths to feed, right? Because like what happens is when you plug in Devontae Adams in the Jets offense, they have to rotate coverage of Devontae Adams. So that leaves Garrett Wilson one-on-one all the time. So it actually makes more sense to go with a guy like Garrett Wilson. That's what I'm saying about Travis Kelce, right? Because he's been double-teamed a lot this year, right? With DeAndre Hopkins on the field, they're not going to be able to double cover Kelce as much, right? So I think that makes more sense. All right, guys. We are up to 9,852 subscribers. Thanks, guys. Yeah, they've been dominating, man. Hopefully they can stay healthy because they're both carrying the ball a lot. Lamar and my dude, Derrick Henry. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap up this live stream for the night. I got a busy day of NFL content to bring you guys tomorrow. But I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's win some cash this weekend. I'll catch up with you guys.